Resonance podcast with Sally. Dearest love, welcome home, soul family. Hello. This is the Roar Resonance podcast, and I am Sally, your multi-dimensional soul companion on this journey. Akandara is my soul's sweet song. Welcome to the sacred space, and within this co-created space, we weave in tales of deep soul level healing, and in our path to remembering that I am, we gain wisdom from various cultures, modalities, and through these modalities, we weave a seamless tale that shows and shares our interconnectedness. And prior to a reading and recording, I meditate and set my intentions to receive. Every recording is activated with light language, Reiki, and energetic support to be a companion in your great unfolding. Your homecoming to the creatrix, the empress, the emperor energy within you. And if you resonate thus far and feel called to do so, subscribe and click that notification bell so that you don't miss a reading. These recordings are timeless, meaning they are arriving in your field when you call for them, and it doesn't matter when or where they were recorded. And I want to begin with Happy New Moon. So again, this message being that it is timeless. The new moon could be coming up like it is for me tomorrow, or actually not tomorrow, today. Or it could be an energy that just passed and this message is coming into your field just to affirm, or it's coming up like in a couple of weeks. And this is what you can look out for. So this evening in the Northern Hemisphere, we'll have the new moon in Taurus. And what I feel is that a door is opening, or many doors actually are opening, and bountiful energies are rushing through. And I feel like a very strong river current that is swirling inside of me, and I already can feel it too. I feel that I am trying to counterbalance right now and not rushing through this message. And what we invite in is the wisdom of the 10 of Wands. And what's so hilarious actually about this is that my personal May month is this card, the 10 of Wands. Wands are all about fire energy. It is our passion, our desire, our art, and maybe even all the responsibilities that come with it too. And 10 is the number of completion, a cycle that is coming to a close. In other words, I feel like we overcame a lot of obstacles to arrive in this place where you can appreciate and celebrate your success. And I feel this relief. Yes. It's this feeling of like, I did it. And at the same time, I also feel like the grit, the work, the actions to overcome these obstacles to get to this point, you did it. You truly did it. And I feel like as we are working our way in these new energies, you may have been receiving a lot of downloads. You may be receiving a lot of wisdom, that messages that simply affirm what you've always been desiring. And I feel the word desires it's going to come up a lot throughout our reading today. And I feel like as we're preparing in our integration embodiment of the new earth energy, I was just presented with an image of like getting gum off your shoe. It's like that stuck energy, that last bit of energy, lessons knowing around control. Trying to control, bind, hold everyone's responsibilities along with your own, and bearing that weight upon your shoulder. And it's time to take an extra breath. And I feel like I need to do that myself. Appreciate where you were and even lay down things that no longer resonate with you. It's time to allow your wild, feminine energy of creation to come alive, your energy of expression to come alive, to come and have fun, to move you. And I feel for some of us, we will physically be moving to a new place, a place that really resonates and aligns to our life's purpose by the end of this year. And we are learning to leave things where they are meant to be. And that could even mean, let me enter into a space of love. I'm integrated into a space of unconditional love, to act from a place of love, to witness people for their messiness and see them for where they are at, being in the present moment. And this centering into the body, it feels good. It feels very magnificent. It feels very poetic, romanticizing, and it feels like this dance, very melodic. And I can feel myself getting very carried away into the poetic, romantic nature of this dance with life. And I feel into it, and I feel like we've a lot of social conditioning around desires, and even maybe some taboo conversation around that. I'm not really going to get into it right now. Essentially, there's this energy of like, let's begin to acknowledge that we do have desires. There's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's no judgment here. And that these desires are driving you towards something. And our only thing right now is just to simply acknowledge that we have desires, that there's nothing wrong with it. And then we can make choices to act upon them, to move them, to change them, however it might be. We're sovereign being at the end of the day. And what I feel is that New Earth energy is here. And with that, this energy truly calls for us to tune into our heart space and focus on our joy, our art, and our desires. What would we like to offer to this world, into this new field? And if you are ready to physically move, this is coming. You've been packing up your physical and proverbial bags and heading on to your next adventures. And in this too, you're also learning that, as part of a move, right, you don't want to take every single little thing, because if you do, well, one, it's going to drive up your moving costs, or two, you just have a whole bunch of junk and you're going to have to organize them when you get to your new place. So a lot of the work that we've been doing in the physical is to let go of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual baggages. And they can come in the form of healing trauma, resolving karmic contract, a series of many other things, shadow work. But essentially what we have been doing to prepare ourselves for the ascension into New Earth, to this energy, right, of being in a very grounded, centered, empowering place of love, unconditional love, very fearless, very brave, very joyful, is to learn how to let go of things that do not align with these new frequencies. And in shamanism, I was taught that there is your desire, your intentions, your sankalpa. And the opposite of that is your comfort, what you're used to, your vikalpa. And the ask here is, how can you invite in your passion, your creative energy into your life? How can you invite more of that? How can you fuel your life and create space so that your art can expand? And I pulled an additional card for today, given that we are in the new moon of Taurus. And as you already know, Taurus is an earth sign. It's about the physical. And Taurus being governed by the energies of Venus, Venusian energy, that's very energies about, think Aphrodite, beauty, love, sensuality, right? There's something very beautiful, very poetic, very mesmerizing around this time, these energies that's circling us at this time. And there's a call here, this with the new moons are about new beginnings, it's manifestation. What do you want to bring into your current reality at this time? And there's a call to, what is it that you truly that focus on in terms of love? Like, what do you want to bring more of? And that question to answer that question is, what kind of joy or desires do you want to shine a light upon? This is your Syncopa. What will turn you on? What will turn you on to life? All right. So sidetrack there. I pulled an additional card, and we invite in the wisdom of the Four of Pentacles in reversed. So one of the things that I feel like is leaving our field is scarcity mindset. Going back to the imagery of, if you were, as we're going through this growth, right, this expansion, not everything is going to come with you, because there are baggages that don't align with the frequencies that you are now embodying. And if you're acting from a place of a scarcity mindset, is that you want to take every single little thing, because if you don't take them, somebody else will take them. Well, what we're doing right now is that we are moving away from that acting and behaving from that mentality and into a place where owning our sovereignty, and also recognizing that there is enough for everyone, and that you can now walk through a store, and instead of picking up every single shirt of like a single shirt in various colors, you are now going into a store, into a place where you can say, I feel like this shirt is the best, and I only need one of them. You are only bringing, taking, receiving what you need. And you know that you have an abundance of it, so that if you ever need to call in something else, well, it'll come to you. There's this trust that's happening. There's this faith that's happening with the divine, this co-creation with the divine. So what I feel like this leaving, right, is this scarcity mindset, these old wiring around lack, is no longer resonating with you. And you're ready to let this go and enter into a place of abundance of time, money, opportunities, gifts, anything. And there's something so that you've also been holding on so close to your chest, something that you're like afraid to let it out. And what I feel is something beautiful, something very precious, and it feels like it's something that you desire. Not wanting to reveal what is it that you truly want. And sometimes we may have everything that we could possibly have, nice home, nice family, with husband, children, but there's a desire, a calling for more, an expansion for more. And you are holding it so tight into your heart, and I feel a little as if like these desires are being suffocated. But essentially there's something that you are desiring to bring into this world, right? And this, I feel like, very much pertains to your life's mission, your gift. What are you here to offer to the world? And you want to dedicate your time more to that. You want to be able to reveal that, but there's a fear that's kind of holding it back. And it could be around, There's a lot of people doing podcasts already. I don't know if mine will be good. Or there's a lot of people who write books already. I don't know if this book will be good. And you're keeping it close to your heart. However, what is coming through at this time is that when you hold something so tightly, it suffocates the idea and the dream. It's time to allow your dream to breathe and unfold. Open your heart. Allow yourself to receive. Even in this moment, if you were to relax your shoulder and reveal your heart center towards the sky, so shoulders back, feel how open your heart can be, how full it can be. Allowing this life force to enter you, to come into you, to fill you. And there's this and that energy coming again. There's this and that energy coming again. And at the same time, there's a beginning here, right? Where you are learning to hold your own, hold your space, feeling into what brings you joy. Right? So there's this balance and act like, okay. And a lot of it has to do with conditioning or social conditioning around expressing our wants and our desires and our needs, and worrying on how it may be received by others. I know this is especially true. And what we are learning right now is that what we desire, what we need, and expressing it, we deserve to hold space for ourselves. Now we are owning that space. We are owning our light. And I find that to be very beautiful. And I love that this and the that for us, because it acknowledges this our beautiful human, messy, multifaceted, multi-dimensional being. For this new moon, I also feel a call to deepen into our connections with our ancestors. And when I went through a shamanic healing to heal a generational trauma lineage trauma within my lineage on my mother and my father's side, I went into this shamanic healing with the intention to heal a traumatic experience in my childhood and to understand the why behind it, where I was a child who was learning to assert her own individuality, and I was persecuted for it. And when I did past lives meditation, I've seen scenes of being persecuted for being different, for being a witch, for using magic, for being a woman, for so many different reasons. And how it all relates to this life is that I am learning to shed away codependency, to shed away that good girl mentality, if you will, to shed away feeling like I need to dim my light, dim my presence, not take up space. And when I looked at my lineage, like in that particular shamanic healing session, what I learned is that I was not alone, which I knew already, from sitting in the dark, meditating and doing different past life regression sessions for myself. But this time though, like I finally was able to truly understand that I was not alone. That there were so many individuals in this immediate life of individuals. So my mother's father's line, so my mother's line, my father's line, and I could see that many of the individuals actually felt the same fear that I had. The fear of feeling like being persecuted, not wanting to attract attentions, and minimizing. And at the same time, and as much as they came out and said, we understand. We face the same fear that you are feeling. You're not alone in this. And at the same time, I could feel them cheer me on, we were persecuted in the past for being different, but that doesn't mean that you need to also follow our path, follow what happened. Rather, and you choose to now reveal yourself, we are going to support you 110%. So they were witnessing my own unfolding and something that hasn't been done. They were witnessing something that hasn't been done in my own family, for generations. So this is a new adventure for all of us. And when I said no more to these old ways of being, I felt supported and was witnessed. So here I am, putting myself out there. So why am I sharing this tale? Because I feel like for this month, there's a call-in to connect deeper into our roots, a connect to our star ancestors, to our immediate lineages, to other lives' lineages, with timelines collating and collapsing. I think there's a huge importance here to pay extra attention to your mental, physical, and emotional self-care. Allow yourself the time to download and connect to the grid for grounding, and allow yourself to integrate with the wisdom. There is no rush. You are where you are meant to be. And I feel this deep connection to Egypt, Mother Isis, Horus, Anubis, Hathor, Thoth, Ra, Sekhmet, Bastet, to name a few. And I believe you may too. So in this connection, this deepen into our roots, there's a huge gift that is unfolded. So really understanding the fear that has perpetuated through different generations, but truly to see it, to witness it, to acknowledge it. And there's a gift that's here waiting. There's a gift, an offering of sorts from our ancestors to us. And I feel called to many civilizations, from the Andes to Ireland and the Stonehenges to Lemuria and Atlantis. There's great wisdom and gifts that are ready to come alive for you from your ancestors. And it's time to go deeper. And Pluto is going into retrograde in Capricorn, which gives us some additional time to look into the shadows, to look into shadows of structures and old ways of being, if you will. And it's a good time to deepen into our roots. And just because it may feel like you're not growing in the height, in the above, the expansion, doesn't mean you aren't growing in the below expansion. And I feel like rejoice in that, as we take these moments where it kind of slows down a little bit and we learn to deepen into our roots. What we are doing is that we are strengthening our roots. Our roots are growing in abundance to support the expansion that is happening above. And I feel like, take this time to enjoy that process. You are growing one way or another. And what's happening is that you're growing to the fullness, to the wholeness. And that means the height of consciousness and the depths of your being. Enjoy this process, because I can feel come November, we are going to step through another portal that is going to slingshot us forward even further. So I realized that, and what I've learned and now realize and understand is that you can't stop what nature intends for you, what your divine intends for you, what you are meant to bloom into, meant to share your uniqueness into the world, your magic, your multidimensional soul. And that fire, that desire that burns inside of you, that itch to do something, be different, to spread your wings, it's only going to keep egging you on to follow that and follow your calling if you keep avoiding it. But once you acknowledge it, it's just simply acknowledging its presence, and then you can make that decision whether or not you want to follow it or not. And there really is no right or wrong. Do you want to pour fuel into your sankalpa, your wishes, your desires, your dreams? Or do you want to pour your energy into your vikalpa, your comfort zone? And neither is right or wrong, or good or bad. The choice is entirely yours in what you want to create in the world. If you're like, yeah, I want to focus on what I currently have, this desire, it's not, I acknowledge what it is, but, I'm happy. I'm happy with where I'm at. Then go you, and that's okay. Like every single choice that's being made, moment by moment, There really is no good or bad or anything like that. And they're just choices. And you could always change your mind later on. And that is all the messages that I have for you today, my soul family. I love you so much. And if you feel like you want to share your new moon intentions, I would love to read them. And truly, thank you for being here. And I hope that you have a wonderful day ahead. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you to you for the fullness of you, for showing up here. Thank you to the me for coming here too and co-creating this space with you. Thank you to the all of us. We are complete, and so it is. And if you are here still and still feel called to do so, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. It will help us connect to our soul family, soul tribe. Until next time, I love you. The light in me sees the light in you. Bye, guys.